As a top producer in the Northeast Florida real estate market, I often get asked, hey, do you have a guy that does roofs? Do you have a plumber? Even a landscaper? Instead of me giving you the business card, allow me to introduce you to my guy. Hey Jacksonville, Alex Cruz with Yellowfin Realty, and I got a guy. I want to talk to you today about one of the most important things in real estate is the home inspection. We're over here with House Scan and my guy, Mr. Kurt Stein. Mr. Kurt Stein is one of the #1 house inspectors in Jacksonville. That's why I affiliate myself with him. How you doing today, Kurt?
Pretty good, Alex.
Good, doing good,
yes,
my man. Great to see you.
Yes, sir.
What do we got going on here today?
All right, so this house was built in 1954. We're in the Arlington neighborhood of Jacksonville, off grade 3-2. So yeah, basically what our clients hire us to do is come in, give them a pretty good feel for the general condition of the property, and let them know of any major safety deficiencies and functional deficiencies.
So in your opinion, and I've heard this throughout my entire career, is their big five.
Right.
What is the big five?
Right. So roofing, plumbing, electrical, HVAC, and then foundation and structure.
Okay, and out of those five, what do you think is the most important to really look at?
That's tough to say. It'd probably be just dependent on the age of the house, the condition of the house. But I mean, any one of those systems, you can have some major expenses if you have problems. So,
right.
But I'd say structural and foundation repairs, those can be very costly.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I said, guys, home inspection is the #1 most important thing in real estate, and that's why we use Mr. Kurt here. So we're actually going to go inside and show you a few things of what to look for. Stay with us. This is, to me, is one of the most important, if not the most important thing in a home inspection is your roof. It's the #1 thing that protects your entire home. Mr. Kurt, what do we look for while we're up here on the roof?
Very good question. So when we get up, we're trying to get a general feel for the age and condition of the roof. So first thing we do is we're going to pull up a couple tabs and see how well adhered the shingle tabs are.
Right.
So generally speaking, the older the roof gets, the less adhered they are.
Correct.
And the more prone they are to wind damage and leaks.
Okay.
We're also looking for granule loss, missing shingle tabs. All depends on the type of roof, obviously, but right here we have a 3-tab shingle. So yeah, we're looking for granule loss, tab adhesion, missing shingles. We're going to look at all the flashings, which are the metal pieces that convert one piece of the roof to the other. We're making sure all those are intact, making sure the gutters are clean, and honestly 100 other things, but those are the main things.
Fantastic. Again, make sure your home inspector gets on the roof.
Right.
So when we're going through a home inspection, the electrical is definitely a big factor, obviously, because it's the one that powers your house. So we're going to let Kurt here explain what you definitely need to be looking for during the inspection.
Yeah, absolutely. So the big thing that we're looking for is safety issues with electrical.
Right.
One problem, it could burn your house down.
Correct.
So we take this very seriously. A couple of things that we're looking for, generally speaking, coming in, we have service wires coming in. We want to make sure that they're properly sized. We want to make sure that there's enough current that's going to be able to power the house, power all the appliances and outlets and everything. And then we're going to look at each breaker. We're going to make sure that it's properly sized for the wire that's attached to it. So what a lot of people do, you might have an older house, you might have a breaker that trips all the time. What a lot of people do, and it's wrong, is just to put a bigger breaker on it. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to allow too much power to go through that wire. It could overheat it. It could potentially cause a fire down the road. So that's very dangerous. A couple other things that we're looking for is going to be, we're looking for aluminum wiring.
Right.
So aluminum wiring isn't bad, but it's an insurance issue. A lot of insurance companies want to see it addressed. Won't get into too much detail there because it's kind of complicated, but we're looking for aluminum wiring. Yeah, and then just general condition, we're looking for signs of overheating and a few other things, but that's the general gist of it.
So beyond the roof, electrical, in my opinion, is the next one. The roof protects your house, this runs your house.
Yep.
As codes change, why people are updating homes, it is very important to understand GFI. Doesn't mean Good Friend Incorporated. So let me have Kurt explain.
All right, so what GFCI is ground fault circuit interrupter. So what that means is around any wet locations, nowadays we're required to have GFCI protection at your kitchen sinks, your bathroom sinks, exterior garage, any wet locations. So what it is basically this little device has a tiny little computer in it, And any electricity that gets out of the circuit, it's gonna shut this receptacle off immediately. So instead of electricity going potentially through your body and electrocuting you, it's gonna get killed immediately if any electric gets out into water.
So step 3 in the home inspection, plumbing. As you see, we have a little bit of issue going on. What's happening right now, Kurt?
All right, so this is on the drain side. So downstream, there's a blockage. So how the plumbing system works is you've got supply piping that brings all the water to your fixtures, to your toilets, your shower and everything. And then you're draining all of that water either to a septic system or to the main sewer in front of the house. So here, this house is on a septic system, and there's a blockage of some sort downstream. So you can see all the water overflowing. This is, obviously you can't live this way with this overflowing all the time like this. Definitely gonna have to have a plumber come out or a septic company and figure out what's going on here to get it fixed before home buyer moves in.
Great.
Hey Alex, so on this side of the house, there's some corner cracking. It's usually an indication of some foundation settlement. I think we should go check this out. All right, so one thing with the house that we're always looking for is signs of foundation movement or settling. All right, so right here, if we take a close look, you're gonna see what we call a corner crack. So corner cracks are basically any opening in the outside envelope of the house. So windows, doors, garage doors. We're always looking at the corners to see if there's cracks that get wider from one end to the other, okay? So this is a telltale sign that this foundation has moved a little bit and probably settled in this corner. All right, so this one's not too bad yet, but it could get worse and it could be very expensive repairs down the road. So what we're gonna recommend doing in this situation is having the buyer call up a foundation contractor, give them a better sense of the severity of this and what it might cost to repair.
Last thing on the list for the home inspection of the Big 5, your HVAC system, which is right here. It's pretty cut and dry, as Mr. Kurt can tell you about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So right here, we're looking at the outside condensing unit of the HVAC system. So inside you have your air handler. What this system does out here is it takes all the heat inside your house and it dissipates it into the air. Pretty cut and dry, like you said, with our inspection. Does it work? Does it not work? Is there anything crazy sounds that you hear? No major rattling. Generally, just good condition is what we're looking for. No major rust or corrosion. And then a bunch of other little things.
Guys, well, something that sets House Scan apart is they actually scan your house with infrared. Kurt, how do we do that?
All right, so what infrared technology is it allows us to see the infrared spectrum rather than just what we can see visually with our naked eye. So what this helps us do is it allows us to detect moisture, missing insulation, roof leaks, plumbing leaks, a lot of things like that we might not catch with our naked eye. So it adds a whole nother layer of protection with our inspection. All right.
Jacksonville, just wanted to say thank you to House Scan for allowing us to come out on this inspection to ensure and to show you what you actually do get in a home inspection, what to look for, a little bit of tips. Kurt, thank you so much for letting us come out and do this with us. This is my guy. If you do need a home inspection, this is my guy.
Thanks
so
a lot,
thank you
Alex.
so much for allowing us to come out here. Any last words that you'd like to say to the people of Jacksonville?
No words, just keep watching I Got a Guy.
Perfect.